Hey, good man, here with another Authentic Talk Note. And this past week, one of the guys was mentioning that he feels like he needs to be more patient with his family members, his wife and his kids. And we kind of, anytime we hear in group the concept need, we kind of focus in on that. Because do we actually need things, or is it more of a want? And this is something I think is very important for guys to process. And in my own life, and I know guys in group would say the same thing, that do we actually need to be more patient, or can we find a way to want it so badly for ourselves that we will automatically, but as a byproduct, have an environment of patience? So think about that. So if you are just trying to get things done, be the perfect dad, be the perfect husband, be the perfect worker, and you've got all these needs. I need to be more patient, I need to be more loving, I need to provide, and all of these things stack up, right, on a weekly basis. All of a sudden I'm feeling impatient. You know, we're all in group, we're thinking, man, I'm impatient too. I can't imagine finding patience in that lifestyle where you always feel like you need something that you don't have. Well, that's just the concept here. When you think about something you don't have and you need it, well, it becomes very difficult to find and foreign, and almost like a guilt and a shame thing, like, I don't have that, I can't believe I don't have that. We would say, and in group we kind of talked about that, well, let's get back to want. What kind of lifestyle do you want to live, and what kind of environment do you want for your family and friends? There's a huge paradigm shift in this wanting versus needing. Needing is you got to improve, you're not good enough. Wanting is it's all here already. All you've got to do is start living it for yourself and let other people experience it. And this sounds kind of maybe abstract, but I promise you this is how our soul wants to live. So he kind of took away from this that, okay, so in order to have an environment of patience, well, I'm going to have to want that for myself. I'm going to have to embrace that I'm not all things, that I don't need to be something I'm not, and patience will come with me desiring the want for myself, making time for myself. If we're not still as men, and we're not patient with ourselves, if you find yourself saying, I need to be more careful, I shouldn't have done that, I really need to get better at, I don't know, whatever task you're at hand there, that's a pretty guilty thing and subconscious thing that you're grabbing onto. There's something you're not. But if you want to slow down, if you want to not rush to the next thing, then you've got a thing that you can start to work with. You can start working with your time, your thought process, and it's not something that's outside of you, it's actually something that's inside you. All you've got to do is want it and create the space for it. So, call to authenticity today is, let's be careful of what we think we need, or we even really do need, and maybe we shift that to a want. Yeah, I think it's understandable to say, I want to be more patient with my kids, for sure. I think most guys would agree with that. However, if we say we need to be, it's almost like a slap on the hand, and it's something that you're not internally capable of attaining to. However, call to authenticity, start paying attention to your needs. I need to be better at this, and all that negative self-talk, and start thinking of a different way. I want that. What does that look like? How do I get there? Those things can free you into something. The need is going to ask you why you're not something. It's almost like you're not quite good enough. So be aware of that. That paradigm shift can really impact your life in a positive way. Circle relationships, this is going to impact everybody. I would say this is a focus on the number one because we're bringing it back and we're going to bring this from source. But it's going to impact your essential relationships. It's going to impact the relationships outside of that because you'll have more of a being of patience. And I promise you it'll be an overflow. It'll be an output from the source where you are feeling good, and you can allow others and invite others to that as well. So sort of relationships, we're going to focus on the one here. Probably most impact's going to be on the 1, 2, and 3. And then the holistic side, the spies here, this is a big emotional and a spiritual battle here. We often feel like we need to improve. We're not something and we need to become that. Somebody else is that and we're not. I would say you've got it all inside of you, and if you want it bad enough, you'll create the life, the how, and the what, and then it'll be a byproduct. So I look forward to hearing how you think about this and what you want versus what you need. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks.